If measles was just a fever and a rash, then I don't think there would be this kind of concern, right? We really make vaccines against things that can cause pretty bad damage, whether that is, disability like polio, or whether that's actual death. So measles carries a decent rate of complication. So about 1 in 20 children who get measles will develop pneumonia. And pneumonia is the most common reason kids die from measles because it causes such a severe inflammatory response in the lungs. Encephalitis, which is the medical term for brain swelling, that occurs in about 1 in every 1,000 children who get measles. And that can cause seizures, and it can also cause permanent intellectual disability. So obviously something that we want to try to avoid. And so with those types of rates, we would see, several, 100 children die of measles in the US because before we had the vaccine, just because it's such a contagious disease, it would just rip through communities. There's also two other complications I would like to mention. Most of those look at children, but pregnant women, if they get measles, they can have poor birth outcomes. So they can have premature births or infants that are born with low birth weights, which can cause complications for those babies down the road. And then there's a really scary complication called subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, or SSPE. And it is very rare, especially now that we don't see a lot of measles cases, but it's pretty terrifying because there's no treatment and there's no cure, and it occurs about 7 to 10 years after the person recovers from measles. It seems to occur more if you get measles young, like before 2 or 3 years old. Um, but you can recover, everything can seem to be going fine, and then 5 to 10 years later, you can get this really severe neurologic damage that is eventually fatal, faster or slower, depending on some supportive care that we can do. But yeah, there's no cure for it.